Merkel Media.
With me after a bunch of time off. It's good to see his smiling face. It's almost like a James Taylor song.
You didn't talk to my wife, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I figured out my new retirement plan. I can't because she doesn't want me home all the time.
Now that's an honest wife. She's like, nope, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to work out between us.
We can't live together. That's what she's saying. You know, it's just not going to happen. So that's okay, Ship. But it's good to see you.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I can see you.
Yeah.
In 2020.
That's scary, isn't it? Now that's the bad part is you can see me. So what can you say? You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you know, it really is good to see you. I have missed you, sort of.
Yeah, not
mostly.
really.
No, I have.
You gonna go through all this, or we just gonna go?
We're just gonna go.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're just.
Don't worry
winging
about none of that.
Nope.
None of it. We don't.
But we can
Jesus
if
Christ,
you want.
I'm done 4 weeks. All of a sudden, we don't have to do nothing.
All of a sudden,
we don't have to intro
all
nothing.
Of a sudden, your peepers are working, so now you want to read everything.
Well, yeah, as long as it's that far away, I don't have to put the cheater glasses on.
Well, we can do all the intro. We can do all that. If you have a crazy and wild story you would like to share with us from the road, go ahead and contact us at hllpodcast@protonmail.com. That's hllpodcast@protonmail.com. Or go to the HammerlaneLegends.com webpage, hit the contact section, get a hold of us that way. Either way works for us. Just get a hold of us. And Chipper, while we're at it, why don't you tell them about the voicemail line and then buy me a coffee.
Does it still work?
It still works as far as I know.
Did anybody leave anything while I was gone?
I have no idea.
Leave a voicemail. We might check it. 515-585-MERK.
I did check the voicemails and there's none.
Okay. Way to go. Okay.
So
515-585-6375. Please leave a voicemail because Brian feels very lonely.
We'd like to
of
hear
anything
from you.
crazy, wild, or stupid that happened to you or anybody else, or if you happen to go to your local Department of Motor Vehicles.
Ooh, we got a story coming up.
Got a story.
Can you sense that too, everybody? I'm sensing a story.
I got stuffs.
I am sensing a story.
So while you're there, keep us fueled, keep us caffeinated at buymeacoffee.com/Hammerlane virtual tip jar. If you like what this thing's coming out to be like,
Even if you don't like it.
Even if you don't like it, feel free to contribute. If not, thanks for looking. Ciao.
Wow, look at you going.
Yeah, I'm
you
gone.
Got,
I'm
you
done.
got your
I'm gone.
peepers worked on.
I'm gone.
And
Done.
You're doing a fantastic job, man. You got your peepers worked on and everything is working out
Right.
all right.
I got them
Now
tuned
we-
in. I got my
now-
spidey senses and my X-ray visions.
Now, if we could just get the attitude tuned up, we'd be in good shape.
Oh, I got an attitude.
Attitude is here. Attitude has arrived. All right, well, do tell. Shipper has been out of studio. I've been out of studio. He's been out for what?
Because
about a
he
month?
needed an excuse to be out of studio.
I did. I needed an excuse to just take a break. So we took a break while Shipper was recuperating from his peepers getting his peepers worked on.
I got my cataracts done.
His
I got 2 Cadillacs.
With new lenses.
Yes.
Oh, high definition lenses.
Yes, they are for
It's
that matter.
freaking fantastic. It's
Yes,
you
they
know
are.
ultra 4K stuff
Yes.
going on
Port
in his
lenses.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is a beautiful thing. This guy has got it going on.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, you know what? Do tell us all about your Cadillac surgery. And
Oh, that all went well. Nothing with surgery.
you had your Cadillacs removed.
Yeah, I mean, we had cataracts. Didn't realize how bad they were till I got one eye done.
Yeah.
And then looking out of the other eye, it was like I was wearing sunglasses. It was
Wow.
It was tinted that bad.
No kid.
And I'm like, going back and forth. Like,
Wow.
what the hell is that?
And you're going, you know what I'm saying?
This is what it all goes back to when Mikey and I were up on 80 and it was snowing like a son of a bitch.
Right.
And I told Mikey that, I says, dude, I got to follow you. I can't see, because it was dark.
Right.
Well, if you're wearing dark shades like the song
Like
Corey guy
Corey
there,
Hart, yeah. I wear my sunglasses at night.
you're not going to see anything.
Yes,
well,
sir.
evidently that's what it's been.
Wow. How about that? You can see now. That's a
Yeah,
good thing. I'm
I got
glad
new
you can.
lenses. They took the. Well, that was a whole thing in itself too.
Oh wow. Were you able to keep the old lenses? Did they send them home? with
No.
you?
They didn't give me anything like that. No. But yeah. Let's. Okay. Okay. Okay.
We got
All right. There's DMV issues, and then there's just the surgery in general. Yes, the surgery in general. So I go. They call. They call you the night before between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Oh, hey, that's narrowed it down.
Obviously,
it's a 6-hour window.
Obviously, they work middle shift.
Yeah, because it's the only shift,
right? And I told Kyle, I says, I start work at 7. I says
at night, at
night. Yeah. So Monday night, I'm like, I don't know what time my surgery is until they call.
Right.
And no kidding, they call like 7:30.
What a surprise!
Yeah, they call at 7:30. Be at the hospital. Be at the surgery site for 6 a.m.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, we're not going into work because no way I'm going to race around like a nut, try to get back. Because when you do that, shit goes wrong.
Always.
And
they find an extra run for you.
Yeah. When in doubt, take off.
Yep. That's what those days are for.
I didn't care. I wasn't participating. This wasn't on the sheet of days I was not participating, this is an extra.
This is an addendum.
Yeah. So anyway, did that, went in, getting prepped for the surgery. They give you all kinds of drops, and they plug you into an IV. Oh, and by the way, I was awake for this whole surgery too.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like watching what she's doing.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Do they want you awake?
Apparently.
Wow.
It was just enough. It was just enough, I guess, anesthesia, whatever they call it, blah, 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 to numb the eye.
Oh.
Okay. So my wife finally comes back. I'm all in the hospital getting all this stuff, and they're dropping the eye drops in and stuff. And then they put a syringe of some kind of juice in there, really probably to numb it. Then the doctor comes in, goes in the cabinet, rips open a package, and it's a pen inside the package.
Ooh.
I'm like,
it's a special pen.
Yeah, a special pen. Next thing, I see her. She says, just look at my nose. And I see her, and here comes the pen. Like, what the hell is she doing? She actually first of all,
she poked you in the eyeball.
First of all, they put, they marked the forehead.
Yeah.
To remember what eye they're doing first, okay?
I gotcha.
All right, because they say, they keep asking like 9,000 times, what's your name, birth date, and what you're here for. Well, after a while, I got telling these people the same thing. And these people would come in one after the other.
Right.
I mean, and then I have to tell you, I says, can't you guys all come in once? I can say this once and we're done. So then I got creative. What are you here for? Oh, getting my right knee redone. I just said anything just to watch the look.
Whatever pops in your head.
That's I'm here for colonoscopy. What are we doing with my eye? I went with the
your optic nerve from your rectum, huh?
I went with the optical rectimitis theory. And the nurse looked at me. She says, "What?"
That's awesome.
And my wife is sitting there. She says, "What are you talking about?" And I says, my wife, yeah, she's in there by now, right?
So
she says,
she got to see you.
And she says, what the hell drugs are you on? I said, oh, no, I'm not on any drugs. I always want to tell the doctor optical rectimitis. So, we get back. Well, anyway, she takes this pen and she actually marks the eye. And I could see her on the eyeball.
But you couldn't feel it?
But I couldn't feel it. It was totally numb, which was freaky.
Do they have like a thing that holds your eye open?
No.
You're just supposed to keep your eyeball open without
No. This was prep before surgery.
Yeah.
She was marking my eye.
Your eyeball.
Yeah.
How'd you not close your eye when she's coming at your eyeball with
Well,
something?
first of all, you kind of figure, hey, something's coming in. You don't want to close your eye because you're going to knock it away.
But that's usually the point of blinking.
Hey,
anyway,
winking, blinking, and nod, they were all together on this trip. You know what I'm saying? So she marks the eye and, marks the forehead that, in case they lose the dots on the eye, they still know what thing it is.
Which eyeball.
Yeah. So, they says, do you want to get wheeled in or do you think you can walk? I says, well, I walked this far. I says, what's another 50 feet? He says, I'm going to get charged if I use a gurney, right? I said, just walk. So I walk on in, jump up on the thing, and she says, well, we're going to do this, and that, X, Y, Z. All right. I'm just laying there. Next thing I know, we're cutting away.
Wow.
I'm like,
they weren't wasting any time.
Yeah, I got a little tape going this way, a little thing going this way, and big machine come down. I'm like, what the shit? It's like, okay. And then all of a sudden, about halfway through, I mean, it's only took like 20 minutes.
Right.
Now, you got to understand this. She had 14 surgeries scheduled that day.
Wow.
So this was like a I guess
Assembly
you know,
line.
assembly
They
line
just roll 'em in,
process.
roll 'em out, roll 'em in, roll 'em out.
You know, like when your kid gets braces, it's the same principle. It's just not one kid getting braces.
They stack
Those
'em
chairs
up.
are 6, 7 deep.
That's how it was when I went in for my hip surgery. He had a
Yeah.
couple of them
But
lined up
anyway,
for the day.
I was able to see the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they gave me the old Pirates patch thing. You know, it's clear one. Yeah, our
I
mate
love
and
that.
all that.
That's awesome, dude.
So, and then they wheeled me out to this recovery room, whatever the hell they called it.
Right.
And the lady says, what do you want to drink? Molson? You know, Heineken?
I don't know
What? Oh, cranberry juice, orange juice. I'm like, what the hell's that for? Well, make sure your sugar's up. I'm like, well, my sugar ain't down. She says, well, you got to drink something. Whatever. Drink this cranberry juice. I don't know the way we go, because I thought maybe we put a little Grey Goose in it. Life's good. I asked my wife, we have any? Nope, she didn't bring
You didn't bring any with you.
No, she has that magic cup she carries around because there's sometimes stuff in there.
Sometimes she does.
But she didn't, because I wasn't able to leave unless I had somebody with me that was going to drive home.
Well,
because you know we can't see him.
Right.
I don't know. So, wife drives. Next day, then I have a surgery. Not a surgery.
Yes, I'm going to text somebody real quick while you're talking.
Yeah, you do that.
Yep.
The wife had to drive me to the day after doctor's appointment to see, you know, I guess they wanted to admire what their work was, you know, and how the work was done. Because the last thing I told the doctor when we went in the operating room, do a good job. You know,
you narrowed it down. Anyway.
You're right.
Do a good job.
You know, so literally, by the time I was halfway home, I was able to see out my eye.
Wow.
You know, and this patch
with
thing.
The patch on it.
Yeah, with the patch. It was a clear. It wasn't a black patch. It was a clear patch.
Yeah,
but it had holes.
Jerk.
Yeah,
it's so good you could see through it.
The biggest thing was they had the tape on it.
Oh, okay. So held it to your
eye. To the eye. Yeah. That tape was a pain in the ass. The glue on that, if they used that for recaps, we never have a blown recap, because you couldn't get it off your face no matter what you did. And they say, you know, don't get your eye wet. You know, don't go in the shower. You got to have diving goggles on if you want to go in the shower.
Wow.
I'm like, this is freaking nuts. So I ended up taking alcohol and, you know, just wiped the whole thing.
Right.
Oh, no alcohol either. Okay, terrific.
Well, too late for that.
Yeah, a little late on that one. But they got the table.
Should have read the pamphlet first.
Yeah, no, I'm not reading all the information. So by the time I was a seasoned veteran now for the second go around,
you're ready to rock and roll.
Oh, I thought you meant there. No, anyway, so I do that, blah blah blah, and you know, in there we're doing the same thing all over again. I get a couple of the same nurses and that. And she said, "Oh, this is for your second eye." I said, "Yeah, you know, why get paid? Why pay her only once? Pay her twice. Get the both done. You know, get a complete set.
Get a set."
Then the big thing was, did I want the lens when they took the cataract out? They implant lenses on your eye.
Oh, cool.
And this is what gets you to 2020. I'm assuming. I'm almost positive of it. And did you want it for reading? So I got one for distance now, and you're going to pop one in for reading. She says, well, a lot of people, they read out of their right eye dominant to read. I says, well, I want them for I want a match set. She says, because if I do 1 and 1, you're still going to need glasses to drive. I says, well, isn't this the object of the game that I get rid of glasses? She says, well, yeah, you can get rid of glasses, but you're going to need glasses to read stuff. You know, like, you know, all of a sudden this gets blurry right about there. You know, so I'm like, all right, I'll go to Walgreens and get some cheaters for $3.
Right, exactly.
So made that decision. That was a big decision there. Made that decision. And the second time around, you know, same drops, blah, blah, dot the I and everything like this.
Right.
Everything went smooth.
Good.
You know, I walked out of the surgery because, you know, wife had to be there because somebody had to drive you home.
Right.
I walked out with the old lady and I says, give me the keys. I just drove myself home.
Yes, there you go.
Because once I had one eye done, I was like, Popeye, you know, going down the road.
I've had me spinach.
Yeah, because I took my glasses apart. I took the lens, you know, out of the glass. Yeah. But my brain, and it's weird, my brain couldn't comprehend just to look through the frame. And it in my mind, the way my brain works, it had me all screwed up. Because, you know, I still had the glass on this side.
Right.
it just was so weird. I just says, you know what? I'm done with this. So I did the squint thing for 1 week. I could see good out of this eye if I wanted to see. And if I wanted to see close up, I just went like this and, read what I need. Just switch it. And my wife's there. You're not supposed to do it. Shut up. She was like the drop. She was like, I was going to say something like that.
Be nice. She loves you.
Yeah. No. No.
You're not sure anymore.
She was on my ass about the drops, this, and the drops were like, ridiculous times 8, 12, 4, and 8.
Wow.
3 drops here, 2 drops there, and then when we got the other eye, then it was totally. Oh, we only need 2 drops in this eye, but 3 or 4 in this eye because the pressure was high. I needed a 5th drop. It was a pain in the ass.
Huh.
If it wasn't, because I said they gave us a sheet of the times. I'm like,
right.
What moron needs these times and check it off when you do it? Well, guess what? There's a reason for that because you get tired. You're like every couple hours, you're like. Is it time? Is it time? Which eye? What drops? Pain in the ass.
Right.
But I mean, it worked out. Everything worked good. I'm seeing 2020,
That's fantastic.
I have a real different outlook on life. Still sucks, but,
Did they disconnect that nerve?
No. It's still there. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad they did that because that makes me feel better. That
it was there.
Now,
fast forward to today.
To today. That's like 4 weeks ago.
Right.
To now.
Well, actually, it'll be 31 days when I go back.
So what you're really saying is we're going back to the future now.
Right. We jumped in the DeLorean and we went.
We're here.
Okay. So McFly and I got out of the freaking DeLorean.
Right. Parked out front.
I go out. I go down, get my physical.
And you went to see Doc Brown.
Right. Well. Anyway. Doesn't matter. And by the way, a guy that works with us, his future daughter-in-law works there.
Oh, that's a shame.
But she wasn't there. And I says, hey, did she have her kid? And everybody's looking at me. I said, well, where's she at? And they're asking around. All of a sudden, it's the big question. Oh, yeah, she did have her kid. Oh, okay. That's probably why she's not here.
Nobody knew?
Well, they didn't realize I knew people.
Oh.
They didn't realize who the hell they're talking to.
You're just a creepy guy. They just
right.
Say, hey, some creepy guy sitting there asking about her.
Right.
We should let her know.
Anyway, so I go in. I says, I'm here for my recertification because I had cataract surgery in both eyes.
Yep.
Okay. Get on the scale, do the measuring, height, weight, walk over to read the eye chart.
Yeah.
Look down the way. What's the first question out of her mouth?
What's the smallest line you can read?
No, before that.
Oh, I have no idea.
Are you wearing contacts? What part of over there don't you get when I said I'm here to get recertified because I had cataract surgery? Comprende? Amigo? Espanol?
I'm with you.
And she's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Really? Okay.
This is going to be
fun.
Fun.
Yeah. So I read the thing and I'm like,
not even
I read it.
Yeah, I know.
You understand?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. Like, I actually could get down to the 20. Well, I wasn't going to do the 2010 line,
right?
But I went to 20.
Want to show off.
Yeah, I didn't want to really show off. Yeah. But I did the 2015 line even.
Oh, no kidding.
And like, I have all this paperwork filled out by my doctor now,
right.
For Department of Transportation to get the medical restriction off my license.
Right.
Because now this becomes a whole thing.
Yeah,
if I got pulled over, I'm supposed to have glasses.
On your license right now.
Yeah, on my license, on my medical card, it says must wear corrective lenses.
Right.
So it'd be a violation if I didn't have glasses. And, obviously, officer, I don't need glasses. What would you like me to read?
Violate.
Yeah. So those hoops are coming down the road to jump.
Gotcha.
So the last time I was at this establishment, apparently the doctor's signature didn't come through the computer.
Ah.
So my medical card wasn't valid because his signature wasn't legible. So I had to go back again on that, for that card.
Right.
2 months ago.
Fantastic.
Had my physical in May. I had to get redone because I had the surgery.
Yep.
Fine. First thing I said to her, I says, you want to make sure all the signatures, we did signatures before we went through.
Nice.
I says, let's get that done so it goes through. I don't have to stand here and wait.
Yes.
She says, I agree with you. I remember you. Her name's Sarah. She says, I remember you. Okay. Go through the whole thing, and doctor comes in. So what surgery did you have? Cataract surgery.
Man, it's on the paperwork, doc.
I have cards in my wallet, right? I show them these cards. These are actually the lenses.
Right.
They are technically implants. So now if anybody asks, did I have implants? I got to tell them yes.
Affirmative.
Yeah. They say, you know, and I says, well, why do I got to tell them I got implants? Well, in case you get an MRI. They're not metal.
Right.
I don't get it, but I still got to tell them. Whatever. Okay. Fine. So I do that. I show him the paperwork from the ophthalmologist.
Right.
He signed off on it. Has the vision down there, checked everything, checked all the boxes. Instead of, you know, instead my thing was I was waiting to the very end that I take all the paperwork to DMV, get everything changed around. I already passed the hazmat test. That's a whole other thing too I got to tell you about.
Nice.
Get that all passed. I'm like, well, I'm only going to have to go to DMV one more time for this.
Right.
So I'll do it Saturday before I come podcast.
Yeah. Fantastic. That's good.
Physical was at 9, got out of there at 10, got up to DMV by 10:30. I had my little ticket saying there's 2 people ahead of me.
Right.
Great. 2 people can't be long.
Wow.
Right. What time did I call you? About noon. Yeah. There you are. First problem. So I finally get up there to the gizmo.
The lady.
The lady, yeah, that's her.
Yep.
And I says, I need this done, this done, this done, and then after that's all done, I'm going to get my license because here's another thing. Now this, you having to get fingerprinted for your hazmat,
right?
Homeland Security thing.
Yep. TSA, yada yada.
TSA.
Yada. Yep.
Well, that 5-year thing kicked in already for guys that the licenses aren't done yet.
Okay.
Follow me. My license expired in September.
Yeah, this year.
So I'm getting everything all in line, hazmat test. Because when I took the hazmat test, I figured, okay, next steps to get fingerprinted.
Right.
Well, the lady down there tells me, if you want, I can print your license, give you your 4-year license now. I says, what do you mean? I didn't do hazmat. I didn't do my fingerprint. She says, no, here on the computer readout, you're good till 25. Well, it went 5 years. Apparently, it's going 5 years from when I last did my hazmat test and fingerprinted.
Which is when the last time you got your license.
Which was 4 years ago.
Right. Because
so
that's how it goes.
It's already,
they
already retroed it that you're at 5 years.
They just automatically did it.
Yeah.
So mine.
And you know, I says, well, then it says July it's due. And I says, well, what's that date? She says, probably when TSA and Homeland Security did your fingerprints and they got the forms and everything, or when they approved you. So this raises my first question: how there's no indication on, you know? So well, I'm jumping ahead of myself.
Yeah, that's okay.
The questions I brought to my mind was, now there's no indication of your TSA status or Homeland Security. I have the paperwork in the truck. There's no indication of that expiration date.
Okay.
So theoretically, I can get a new license and get all my medical restriction bullshit done. Yeah. I've already passed my hazmat test, so thereby get a new license that's good for another 4 years. Okay. And I don't have to get fingerprinted just yet. And it turns out I can wait till like February, March of next year to start the fingerprint process because mine doesn't expire until July.
This is why it's so confusing.
This is what I mean. Now, instead of them just matching it all up, you know, this is my theory, Buttigieg.
Keep it the way it was.
No. I'm going for 5. I'll go with you on 5.
I don't understand. It's
but
stupid.
Just prorate your driver's license to sync up with your fingerprint. But see, that'll change too, because you know me, I always wait to the last minute to do it.
Right.
Well, there's some people that do it 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
Well, now it's not going to sync up. So there's that issue.
Right.
Okay. I'm one to believe, unless you lose a digit, like some people, lose a hand, you're going to have the same fingerprints each year.
Usually, yeah.
You know, unless you're put caustic acid on your fingertips to get rid of them all.
And then you have real problems.
Right. Anyway, then there's might be an issue.
Yeah.
So now, not only do you have to watch your license expiration date, your hazmat renewal date now, now you have to watch out for your TSA date. Now, I spoke to somebody at Air Products, which this happened with him.
Yeah.
And he said the same thing because when I took my hazmat test, I didn't bring any information with me as far as, because she questioned me. She says, "You have a birth certificate, social security number, it's a card." I says, "No, I didn't bring it." I said, "I did my hazmat test."
Right.
I says, "The normal steps were hazmat test, pass it, get the paperwork, pay it, $34 for the fingerprinting, all that bullshit, get that done, and then get your license."
And then you go to you got to send everything
you
in.
You can bypass that if your TSA date is out further.
I'm telling you, dude.
It's gonna trip a lot of people up.
Right. Rather than just leaving it go.
Right.
I'm not even fine with the 5-year thing because it makes everything.
I am because
screwy.
realize this.
I know you got like one more license.
This is it. This is it, baby.
I knew that's where you were going, but I'm just you just. But you're looking at this and you know that this is going to screw everybody's going to get screwed up.
Yeah,
and it's ridiculous. This you can tell it's a government operation,
right?
Because this is what goes on in our government. This is the lunacy that happens.
And the only thing I know.
And what's the reasoning for it? What's the reasoning for doing it?
Try to have less paperwork. I don't know.
You still got to get a test. What's the difference whether it's every 4 years or 5 years?
I understand it. But do you realize I went for my real ID the same time my wife did?
Yeah.
Okay, because my license was due. Hers was in June. Mine was in September.
Right.
So we both went the same time. We got the real ID. Back when we needed, supposedly back in 20?
Yep.
Okay, in Pennsylvania, it's going
to be what we need to do.
It's going to be in 25 now. It's going to be mandatory, they say, till they move that date. Yeah, keep moving the goalposts.
Yep.
Just like changing up the football quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not going to say any names on the Democratic side.
I'm
Biden.
with you, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
But now, I'm at the point where, now I'm juggling these 3 dates.
Right.
So, now
ridiculous.
Like at Pitt, Ohio, per se, how they post up on the wall, your medical license, your medical card's due, your driver's license is due.
Now there's going to be another one.
I don't know if they're going to have they're going to have access to your TSA dates.
That's what's ridiculous, dude. I'm telling you, this whole thing is going to create problems. When they first started talking about this at work, I'm like, why are we going to an extra year for that?
Right.
That's just ridiculous. It's stupid. And it's going to throw everybody off. That means it's another thing that you got to go. So a guy a man or woman who works over the road now has to do one year and one the next year.
Yeah. And if you have blood pressure issues or sleep apnea, now you're still doing your 1 year.
Your physical
every year. I've had physicals because I had my annual physical with my doctor. They couldn't take that for the hospital because I had to have a physical closer to the due date.
Right.
I've had 4 physicals in 2 months.
Well, at least you know you're fit.
Yeah.
You're fit to drive.
I'm figured. So if I drop dead tomorrow, somebody lied.
Somebody screwed up.
Right. But anyway, back to my wife.
Yeah.
We both did the license at the same time. She received a real ID with a license for 8 years because she's non-CDL. You can get a license for 8 years. I said, if the person that doesn't have a CDL can get it for 8 years, why can't we get one for that same time frame and pay the difference?
Yep.
What's the problem?
Yep.
But now,
it's a government operation. That's
they did that for non-CDL drivers. CDL drivers are every 4 years.
Right.
But the hazmat is every 5.
Yep. I'm telling you, it's going to.
It just blows my mind.
Yep.
So anyway, jumping back with the time machine.
We're going back. Now we're going back in time.
I got my physical card, my medical card. Yeah. So I'm going up to the DMV. Going to get this, and this done right in a row.
Okay.
I hand the woman the signed form from my optometrist.
Right.
I don't need glasses. The results of it. Great. She says, I could probably do both of these at the same time because it goes to the medical department of PennDOT.
Because they have one.
Apparently. So she slides in that first form, which was a special form, and then she slides in the medical recertification card.
Okay.
And I hear, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sound.
I'm like, what do you mean, uh-oh? She says, I just sent this, but I don't think this is going to go through. Why? She says, they checked off must wear corrective lenses.
Wow.
I'm like, I've told them at least 4 times in the course of my hour of being at the doctor's office,
Right.
why I was there, what we were doing, and why.
Right.
They checked off corrective lenses. So the woman said, well, if you come back, you can do it. I says, look, I'm not going to come back. I says, I would have went to the Easton DMV, but there was an accident on 78, of course, going east. Everything was screwed up. I says, I went to a doctor in Center Valley. I'm going to come. I went right up over the hill and, zip through Allentown. I'm right there at Whitehall at the other super DMV, which they're very good. And
that's good.
I mean, they process it pretty quick.
That's good. That's nice to know.
But
I always go up to Schuylkill.
Yeah, well, there's like 4 people.
Yep.
I understand that. I should have just came out here first thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, then it would have been a longer drive because I turned around
to go all the way back.
I get out of DMV. Now I am pissed because the first person, this Sarah that works down there,
right?
Because she helped me when the last time everything went cattywampus.
Yep.
And I says, hey, this is Brian Shipper. Remember me? I was just in there. She says, yeah. I says, well, I got to come back. Why? I says, because somebody checked off I need corrective lenses. She said, what do you mean? You said you said you had cataract surgery done. Well, at least you know that. Can you change it? No, I have to have the doctor change it. Well, you know how you hear about the doctor as soon as you leave, he leaves. He's got 9 holes of golf to do or something.
Yep, exactly.
She says, I got to see if he's here. I says, well, you better track him down because my ass is on the way down to you. I says, somebody's changing this. I says, because now I got to spend Tuesday, because DMV's closed Monday, Tuesday at DMV getting this all changed again.
Right.
So it'll be 3 days at DMV till I get this all changed over.
You're having a great time, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're just enjoying
But,
yourself.
when people say, cataract surgery, oh, my grandmother had it and we were driving in 2 weeks. Well, yeah, that's possible if you have a normal driver's license.
Yep.
But when there's a commercial, you got to go. I mean, the hoops you got to jump through, it's pathetic.
It is. It's sad.
I mean, you got to. And then I thought I had to prove, I says, well, what about when I want to renew my driver's license? Because I heard him saying about you need 2 forms of ID, this, and that. Right. And I'm like, I got a real ID here. I paid extra for that gold star on the freaking license.
That's right. I got a gold star.
And I asked the guy the first time I was down here, he says, no, if you got a real ID, you're good to go. So I'm waiting for that. I'm going to prepare that I need more information.
Right.
But I want that to go, and then I'm going to melt down altogether.
Yep.
In front of DMV.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
So, but I mean, the process is unbelievable. And I was talking to people that had the LASIK surgery done, back when.
Yep.
I don't know if that creates an issue as far as cataracts, because I talked to 2 people that said they had LASIK surgery,
right?
And now they're finding out that they have cataracts, and they're having to start to wear glasses and XYZ, blah blah blah.
Right. Well,
so
sucks.
I'm kind of glad I waited. I waited.
Yeah.
From age. I had glasses since I was 12.
Wow. You had them for a while.
Yeah. And
a couple of years anyway.
Like I said, I'm on the downside. If I get 10 years, because I asked what kind of warranty we got with this, because I'm thinking I'm on a 10-year window and I'm checking out. So
that's a great attitude.
Hey, don't bother getting the window package. You don't need to clean them because I should be out.
Don't get all upset. I'll be out of here in 3 months. Yeah, give me 5 years. I'll be gone.
Yeah.
But what the heck?
But I gotta say it was.
Mrs. Shipper's waiting for that day.
Yeah.
Especially after this.
The first thing she said to me,
like, I'm going to help you get that. The
first thing she said to me today was, I said, I got to go for my physical. I'm out of here at 8:00. I said, I probably won't be home tonight. She says, really? Where are you going? I says, well, I'm going to get my physical. I'm going to DMV. I'm going to podcast, and I'll call you when I get up. She says, take your time.
No rush.
No rush. I'm like, okay, whatever,
That's
But,
hilarious.
yeah, I mean,
That's
what
beautiful.
aggravated her, I mean, and this whole process is cataract was,
Right.
you couldn't bend.
Yep.
You couldn't bend below your waist. You couldn't lift anything over 5 pounds.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you had to take a shower. You had to wash with Baby Johnson's baby shampoo.
Yeah, baby wipe.
On around your face. You can't get water in your eyes, so I had to wear swimming goggles.
Well, how you?
If you wash the Johnson's baby shampoo, on a cloth and just lightly,
just rub it around.
Yeah,
I guess.
You can't just be on the shower and
close your eyes,
right?
And hope for the best.
Because apparently, I figured it was not knowing what the water was could actually affect your eyes. So these cataracts were put on. They took them off and they put the new lenses in, and the new lenses aren't stitched. They're actually just sits in place, and the scarring from the eye holds them in place. So that's why.
Wow.
That's why the issue of the bending and everything. Yeah, so they're not stitched in or anything. It's just the scar tissue actually holds them in. But I mean, I can see clearly now as the song goes, and the rain's not here.
Yeah, you can see all obstacles in your way, and the DMV puts a lot there.
So now, I had to get sunglasses because I had the tinted lenses, as I call it, cataracts all my life. But now with them gone, it's actually bright. So I gotta get used to wearing sunglasses.
Wearing sunglasses, and
then $2 the cheap $10 cheaters to read close up.
Because nothing is $2 anymore.
Yeah. It used to be
the cheaters aren't $2.
But I said to my wife, I says, "Well, I have prescription sunglasses." She says, "So what are you gonna do? Pay $200 for clear lenses?" And I kind of called down there at the Pearl Vision, and they said they were at least $150 for clear lenses. I'm like, I can go to Walmart and get Foster Grants for $12.88.
Right. There you go. Yeah, using the old noggin. There you go. $12.88 instead of $200.
But just the whole process, and like I said,
it's a goings on.
Tune in tomorrow. Tune in Tuesday because I'll be back at DMV again.
Show up next week.
Then when I went to take the hazmat test, okay, I walked in like 3 o'clock. Yeah, because I know they close at 4.
Yep.
I figure go in at 3 o'clock. Shouldn't be that busy anymore in Easton. So I walk in, and I tell the guy what I want to do, and this woman comes walking by.
Right.
And the guy says, "Well, we don't usually do any testing after 2 o'clock for commercial vehicles." I'm like, "Why?" He says, "Well, we close at 4." I says, "And?" He says, "Well, do you think you'll be done by then?" I said, "It's 25 questions is what I understood the hazmat test to be."
Right.
And this woman says, "Well, I wouldn't let him in." And I'm like, "Well, you effing
wow.
bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Well, he lets me in, and guess who I get? My favorite person. The bitch that said she wouldn't let me in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And give her all the paperwork and that. Machine number 8. Good luck. I'm like, oh, so we're gonna get the test with the chlorine and everything that nobody ever uses, except a person that works with chlorine. Yep. Okay. Son of a bitch. Had the chlorine test and everything. No kidding. And like Yaki says, that's usually the hardest test.
Right.
I'm like, I went through the first 4 or 5 questions with the chlorine. I'm like, I'm done. This is cool. Because it gives you the rolling score. Right. How many questions you need, how many you had wrong, how many you skipped, how many you had right. And I'm like, at 6 already, we're in. All right. Like, I come walking back. I passed. And then she's the one that she loosened up then. She said, "Oh, that didn't take long at all." I said, "It was 25 questions. You had to get an 80. 20. I said it was 30 questions, but once you got 80%, you're good.
You're done. It's over.
Yeah. So it was like 22, I think.
We're complete.
Right. Well, lo and behold, I'm like staring at this woman.
They lost your test.
No. And she's the one that told me all about the TSA status, the date and that, and blah blah blah. I ended up graduating with this broad.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't say nothing because
of course not.
There was an issue.
She probably knew your name anyway.
No,
because everybody knows your name.
No,
It's kind of
I don't.
With you, every day is like Cheers.
I don't think so. It has issues to do with a high school girlfriend I was with.
Oh.
That was a friend of hers. I'm just gonna let it at that.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
good
not
idea.
going any further.
Nope, yep.
I can, but I won't because I won't.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
But I'm not done with the DMV, and I got to go back there Tuesday.
Precisely, brother. Precisely.
So, but yeah, it's just a long. I mean, literally, I've had 4 days now. Well, took the test. This 3 days. Tuesday will be the 4th day
Nice.
at the DMV. Now, granted, if I just had scheduled myself for 8 hours of DMV time altogether, I could have got everything done because,
well,
had I not went to DMV today, it would have been Tuesday till I found out about the medical card not being checked off correctly. And then who knows, is that doctor even in?
Right.
We got to wait until this one, now this is going to affect when I can start. What? It's just I feel like I'm in a circus, jumping through the rings of fire, you know?
We're professional hula hoopers. That's what we are.
But, when she said 5 years and I counted this out, I'm like, 5? Really? That means I got one more. Screw it.
But you still got you got to do another license, though.
Well, I will do the license.
The license part, but you won't have to do another hazmat test.
Unless,
Yeah, I know.
Well,
right?
the license ain't the issue. It's the the hazmat. Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is gonna screw people up.
Yeah,
I
really think so.
Big time.
I really think so. But
it is gonna be. It's
Denny told me, because he had this thing go through with his license.
Right.
The TSA does supposedly send paperwork 6 months prior to your expiration.
Fantastic.
So I'm assuming
that's what they're supposed to do.
That's the TSA, not Harrisburg. Because Harrisburg sends you to let you know that your hazmat needs to be renewed.
Right.
Now, I've never gotten anything from TSA. For the simple fact is, we're always doing everything in that process. Hazmat tests, go get fingerprinted, then get your license.
Then get you that right.
This is the first go around. I'm going to be.
Let me know how it works out for you.
Yeah, getting a letter from TSA as far as remembering to go.
Yeah, my license expires next year.
And then this woman says in the at the DMV, the one that I knew, that I don't want her to know I know.
Right.
She says, just put it in your phone.
What?
Yeah, as a reminder. Maybe get fingerprinted by the end of July. I'm like, first of all, I don't know how to put stuff in my phone to remind me a year later. Second of all, I says, how about we just round it out and say, I go in February of next year and we call it a day. Then I just got to go to Indigo and get the fingerprints done. And then I found out there's more places with Indigo that you can go. You can go, you like that? You can go Indigo, more places with Indigo.
With Indigo.
Because apparently AAA is now doing it.
Fingerprinting.
Apparently, yes. At least the one on Stefco Boulevard in Bethlehem's doing it, because that's where my buddy from Air Products went up and got fingerprint. I'm like, really? I ended up going to the place that said Indigo on the front door. Over on Hanover Avenue by the old Honda House. Okay. Where they tore it down, where M. Night Shyamalan had his movie down there.
Right.
But yeah. So
what movie did M. Night Shyamalan?
Oh, what was it? Unbreakable with the glass with the
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, and M&M's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when that was the last of the Allentown Psychiatric Hospital before they tore it down.
I thought you said Nut House.
Yeah.
I thought you said, but I was like, I don't know, did I really hear that?
Nothing wrong with my hearing,
you back, brother. Well, dude, you have had a fun time.
Yeah,
I mean, had a real fun.
You didn't have to go through that for your hip.
I didn't. No, in fact, they knocked me out.
But as far as a medic taking, then thereby taking a medical restriction off your license.
Yeah,
it's extra layers.
Yeah, holy cow.
And then coming back to work, I had to have this JA done, job analysis report, signed by the doctor. Okay.
Because you're lifting with your eyes.
Yeah, right.
Lifting with your eyes, not with your hips.
Anyway, then they said about getting a note from the doctor. I'm like, well, what do I need to know from the doctor if I had the doctor sign your job analysis?
Right. That's the whole point.
And the answer was, well, anybody could sign that. Then why am I getting it signed to begin with?
Right.
Because every time you have a doctor sign a piece of paper, it's $10.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't want to do it right away, usually. Like my FMLA paperwork,
yeah,
I had to give it to them. And then when they had it done,
when they get around to it.
When they got around to it, because Human Resources was calling me, when am I turning in the paperwork? I says, they have it.
Yep.
They tell me it's going to be 10 days.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Says, it's in their hands.
Right.
And then they say, well, we can almost, because I'm supposed to have surgery the 18th.
Right.
And they said, well, you can probably go like the first or second week of June. Okay, well then let's wait till then. I says, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
And I was in the same mindset then with the paperwork I had to get signed to come back to work. Am I going to be waiting another 10 days to get this paperwork?
That's exciting.
And then I just decided when I have the doctor appointment, here, I need you to sign this. And they actually did it right away.
Wow.
And didn't charge me.
Wow.
I'm sure they charge me. I'm sure they charge Highmark, for some kind of procedure.
Right.
Wave the pen.
Right. The magic pen.
Yeah. But
that's awesome, dude.
It's insane.
Well, this has been enjoyable.
Well,
but if we don't cut this now, we won't make our next.
Or this could be our last.
Or it could be that too. But it is good to have you back, dude. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad to have you back. Glad to have you in studio. Glad to see you. Haven't seen you in a month.
I haven't seen you. Now I see you clearly.
Now you see. Yes. Now you can see me. All the what did Cornwall say?
Corn what?
Corn somebody or other.
Corn pop.
Corn pop.
He's upstairs.
Good old corn pop. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed this short break room show. It's not super long.
Right.
We hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time.
Hey, Uncle Bozy.
Talking to Shipper. Well, he's got his eyeball. He's back. It's freaking fantastic. So, with all that being said,
keep the hammer down the hammer lane. See ya.